This is truly crazy. Kusama has recently disclosed an enormous revelation. It appears that he disclosed that a significant event is imminent for Shiba Inu. Also, it will alter everything. A limited number of zeros may be eliminated. The community is ecstatic, and this was not anticipated. What is transpiring? Additionally, why is this the update that we have been anticipating? Well, allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. An enormous event has recently transpired within the Shiba Inu community. Kusama, yes, the primary individual responsible for the Shiba Inu initiative. I have just disclosed an absolute revelation. Additionally, this is not your typical update. He caused tremendous consternation among the entire Shiba Inu society regarding his forthcoming actions. Absence of padding and nonsense. It is a complete game changer that has the potential to affect everything, from the operation of the ecosystem to the performance of the price. In all honesty, it could not have occurred at a more chaotic moment. Because this is the most exciting portion. While everybody was still attempting to comprehend Kusama's surprise, an even more significant event was occurring secretly: whales. Indeed, those enormous containers with bags that could potentially disrupt the market, just destroyed trillions of Shiba Inu coins, disappeared. The supply was eliminated with ease, and if you have been in this industry for an extended period, you are aware that this type of action typically indicates the onset of a significant event. Currently, you may be considering the magnitude of this statement. However, has it already had an impact on the price? Has the Shiba Inu begun to respond? Today, an analyst expressed his extreme optimism. He believes that Shiba Inu is preparing for a significant event. The cost has been exerting significant pressure in an effort to penetrate the barrier that has impeded its progress for an extended period. The momentum is rapidly shifting, and buyers are returning in force. If this present surge persists and the volume continues to increase, it is likely that it will surpass its typical range in the near future. It is possible that we are on the brink of a much firmer level than we have seen in recent weeks. However, there is more to it than merely price fluctuations. Confidence is evident in the current situation. The community is once again enthusiastic. The developers are currently engaged. The whales are in a frenzy, and when those three factors align, genuine progress is initiated. It appears that Shiba Inu is preparing for a significant outburst, as the timing is impeccable and the arrangement is appropriate. Not only on the rankings, but throughout the entire organization. If you have been observing from the periphery, it may be advantageous to begin paying closer attention at this juncture. Shiba Inu may be just on the brink of its next significant run, if Kusama's teaser and this ferocious whale fire are any indication. Consequently, what transpired? Kusama, the enigmatic and brilliant main developer of Shiba Inu, is finally coming back to social media after an extended period of silence, which lasted nearly 2 weeks. Additionally, he did not return solely to extend a friendly greeting. No. He returned with a vengeance, delivering a series of significant updates that elicited much excitement among the whole Shiba Inu community. Kusama recently hinted at an enormous development in his most recent post on X, a novel white paper that concentrates on artificial intelligence. This is not your typical update. We are discussing a white paper that has the potential to fundamentally alter the way in which Shiba Inu will function in the future. And that is not even the conclusion. Calodaria, an additional prominent developer for Shiba Inu, proclaimed the launch of the new network on Shibarium nearly simultaneously. Consequently, there are currently significant advancements occurring in both the AI and blockchain sectors simultaneously. Kusama also provided a brief hint regarding significant developments from Token Play AI, one of Shibarium's collaborators. This partnership is reportedly a component of a much larger AI strategy that the crew has been covertly developing for months. That indicates the duration of the project and the level of commitment to integrating AI into the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Kusama's most recent activity on X occurred on May 30th. And even at that time, he was already delivering suggestions about how AI could be a complete game changer, stating that most individuals don't even realize how significant it will become. He even altered his bio to indicate that he was in the process of composing his final white paper, which would investigate the concepts of AI, Shiba, and Shi. And he made it abundantly plain. The Shiba Inu crew intends to play a significant role in the impending new era. This is the point at which the situation becomes truly intriguing. People begin to speculate whenever Kusama remains silent for an extended period. However, the community was not at all concerned this time. They were aware that something was baking. They were aware that he had not vanished. He was engaged in construction. This type of assurance is exclusively attained by communities that are genuinely convinced that a significant event is imminent. It was evident that they were correct. However, there is an encouraging development. This is a significant event for the Shiba Inu. What is the reason for this? Shiba Inu frequently relocates whenever Kusama returns from one of these extended absences. You see, when a project of this nature continues to silently develop in the background, adding layers, expanding its ecosystem, and securing new partnerships, it generates pressure. The pressure typically culminates in price action as the specifics are disclosed. Because you are no longer solely discussing a meme coin, you are discussing an ecosystem that is integrating real estate, AI, and blockchain. Serious investors begin to prioritize real-world utility. Historically, the occurrence of Kusama's return following one of these mute periods has always been indicative of a single event. A significant initiative is prepared for implementation. And when that occurs, the buzz begins to build. The community unites, new purchasers enter the market, and the price typically follows. This is not merely marketing speak, it is a strategic approach. Shiba Inu is strategically positioning itself for potential catastrophic expansion through actions such as this. In all honesty, the current momentum and the indications that Kusama is dropping make it increasingly difficult to remain pessimistic about the future of Shiba Inu. Additionally, during the dissemination of this information, a significant event was captured in the background. In all honesty, it appears that these two incidents may be interconnected. In the same way that Kusama returned with the significant announcement regarding the forthcoming AI white paper and hinted at a significant change in the direction of Shiba Inu. A significant event transpired in the marketplace. Shiba Inu whales engaged in an exhaustive purchasing expedition. In a single day, these billionaires recently accumulated more than 10 trillion Shiba Inu tokens. That is correct, 10 trillion tokens were acquired in a single transaction. Additionally, this was not an arbitrary acquisition. This accumulation was the greatest one-day accumulation observed from these whales in the past 5 months, and the second biggest in all of 2025, as indicated by on-chain data. Now, it is time to provide additional context. The cryptocurrency market experienced a significant drop over the weekend. The recent geopolitical tension was a significant factor, as it frightened investors and resulted in a significant loss of $250 billion from the market. Shiba Inu was also not spared. It has experienced a recent decline of nearly 9%. However, the market began to rebound as the new week began. That was the moment when things began to become truly captivating. The accounts that hold between 10 and 100 trillion tokens, which are the largest holders of Shiba Inu, abruptly increased their purchasing activity rather than simply rebounding. Visualize that, in a single day, their collective token holdings increased from 182 trillion to nearly 193 trillion. This represents a recent addition of more than 10 trillion tokens. And imagine what? The most recent instance of this behavior occurred in late May, immediately preceding another surge of optimistic sentiment within the community. Therefore, it is imperative that we inquire whether this is a mere coincidence, or did these whales anticipate an impending event? For the reason that the synchronization is nearly flawless. Kusama provides a tantalizing hint regarding an enormous matter. This white paper, which is anticipated to coincide with the subsequent era of Shiba Inu's development, has been eagerly anticipated. Bam! The whales commenced to migrate trillions. Is it possible that they are insiders? Are they expecting a significant deployment that has not yet been completely disclosed? It is impossible to determine with certainty. However, the following can be asserted. It is exceedingly optimistic. When the largest purses in the game abruptly begin to load during a recovery, and this coincides with significant developer announcements, this is typically indicative of the impending arrival of a significant event. This is advantageous for Shiba Inu, regardless of one's perspective. The whales are gathering, the developers are previewing significant updates, and the excitement surrounding the project is beginning to increase once more. It appears that Shiba Inu is preparing to make a significant commotion, as all indications are pointing in the same direction. However, what is your perspective on this matter? Comment in the space provided below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up to see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.